This is the moment where I'm pretty sure I lost my job at CBS.
Is that a way? What is it? Oh, this? This is the haircut that makes my mother proud.
That's the moment where I think, wait a minute, is my hero putting it on a silver platter for me? Maybe on live TV, he's letting me roast him.
You jealous, bro? I mean, we could go to Turkey if you want. Not at all. Not at all. You could go Turkey if you really want. Not at all. Not at all. All right. No.
No. He wasn't. Oops. I think I just screwed my entire TV career. So let me explain why I roasted my idol on live TV and why to this day, I'd probably do it again. Okay, before you decide that I'm an idiot, which is fair. All right, it's fair. In fact, I might agree with you. I think I am. At least let me give you the context. I've been a stand-up comedian since 2009. I became a professional right around 2011, 2012. And this is important context because I'm not a soccer guy trying to be funny. No. I am a comedian who's working in soccer. And the only reason I even cared about the sport, what made me fall in love with the sport, is one person. Around 2023, I receive a phone call from CBS that they want me to join their flagship morning show. It would be launched by that one person surprising me live on air. That was it. I was like, yo, we're good. Wrap this whole show up. I got what I came for, bro. This dude is a legend, and now he knows me. I was as happy could be. I don't care what happens after this. I've already won. I worked on a soccer morning show for 2 years. And when I say I worked on it, I mean I fully committed. That's go to bed at 9 p.m. and wake up at 3 a.m. 5 days a week. Which turns out, not enough sleep. When you get to Friday and your wife's like, yo, you want to go out and party? You're like, hell yeah. And then at 11, you are out. Not outside. You're out. You're asleep. It doesn't matter where you are. You could be at a restaurant. You could be at a comedy club. You could be at a nightclub. Buddy, you're asleep. Morning shows happen during the day, but comedy, that's at night. You can't do both. I fully committed. Nobody asked me to, but I did it because I thought it was best for the TV show and for any chance I'd have to be successful at this. I had to put my stand-up career on the back burner. I know for you that doesn't seem like that big deal, but it's important for the context of all of this, so save that for later. Remember when I said that the reason I even cared about the sport was because of one guy? That guy was Thierry Henry. When I was a kid, I saw him put his socks over the knees, running around all these big brutes, and I thought, who's that guy? Yo, I want to play like that guy. Turns out, God didn't make us the same. He's like 6'3", chiseled, fast like a gazelle, genius on the pitch, and not one of those things that I get. I didn't even get a little chiseled. You know what I mean? I am squeezably soft. Like there's nothing about me that's chiseled. Oh, I tried my hardest. I was trying to run past people and they're just slowly jogging next to me like, what are you doing? In my head, I'm a Ferrari, bro. I'm like, oh, I'm cruising. But what everyone sees is a shopping cart that someone just kicked. I didn't have it, but I wanted to be like him so bad. But it wasn't in the cards. But I fell in love with the sport, and that's what's important. Yeah, how come there's not more people talking about the sport in this country? So in 2015, I decided I'm going to do that. So it's because of him that I started the podcast, and that led me to CBS, and CBS is Champions League, and Thierry Henry is on Champions League. Bro, once he hugged me, I'm like, bro, this is peak. I'm good. Nah, that was just the beginning. Me and Thierry end up becoming kind of homies. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say we're friends. He probably wouldn't say that. We exchange phone numbers. We text. He sent me voice notes. I sent him voice notes. It wasn't a lot, but it was enough. When I was a kid, all I wanted was a photo with this man and maybe his autograph. And now I'm hanging out with the guy. I'm in his house. I'm using his toilet paper. I took a shit in this man's house. I wasn't good enough to be him, but somehow I found my way to being his teammate. Do you understand how important that is for me? I don't think this is bragging, because I'm not. I'm just trying to get you to understand how nuts this is. You know what I mean? For little Alexis, nah, this was crazy. Think about how excited I was to find out that I'm going to the Emirates. He has a statue outside of that stadium. First time I ever go to London, the first thing I need to do is go to that stadium and put my Arsenal NYC scarf over it, just to show you guys how committed I am. My wife got me that trip and the tickets, so thank you, baby girl. I'm about to be on the sideline, on the pitch side, at the desk with Thierry Henry, Kate Abdo, Jamie Carragher, Micah Richards, the #1 show in all of football, all of soccer here in the U.S. And to make it even better, the night before, They filmed me doing stand-up at Top Secret in London. Now, no offense to Top Secret. When you get booked in the night, you do both. You do the downstairs first, the upstairs second. Downstairs, hot room. Upstairs, coldest room. It's a walk-in fridge. I don't know what's going on. I'd rather perform during my own circumcision than perform upstairs. It just sucks. But you got to do both in the night. So I told the camera crew, hey, don't use any of this upstairs stuff. I'm like, yo, you could film if you want, just for a little bit of B-roll. I don't know why I said that. Because when I get to the Emirates and I'm on the pregame show, they air a clip from the upstairs. Make it even worse, they forgot to give me IFBs. So now I can't even hear the bit that they're showing them. I can't hear what Jamie's in my ear say, I can't hear you, dog. I am now bombing live on air. I know the joke didn't work because I was up there. I'm the one who did the show. It sucked. I don't even know why they chose that. So I'm on live TV going like, what? I look so scared to be up there. I'm furious. I'm a professional stand-up comedian. And in front of all of the soccer-loving fans in the U.S. on live television, this is the first time most of these soccer fans are hearing me perform stand-up. I was devastated. I can't believe I made all those commitments and all those sacrifices and all those compromises for this moment, and I absolutely fell flat on my face. I was inconsolable. The middle of the game, I get a text from somebody very high up in the network. Let us make this up to you. We'll bring you back on the show. You'll have a little bit of fun back and forth with the guys and Kate, and it'll all be good. Okay. I mean, it's my job. All right, fine. I'm standing at the desk waiting to go on, but I can't focus on the fact that my idol is right next to me. So many fans stayed after the game and all ran to this section and they're yelling, they're chanting his name, Henry, Henry. They're trying to get shirts signed. They're trying to get the program signed. They're trying to get a selfie with him. All they care about is the fact that this man's there and I'm next to him. I went from taking a photo with the statue to being next to the man on live TV, on the pitch. As soon as they yell action, first thing he does is make fun of my hair. In my head, I'm like, nah. Why would he do that? This is to make up for all the bad that happened before. And then I think, he knows I'm a comedian. He knows I'm really good at clapping back at people. He's putting this on a platter for me. Also, if I'm being honest, it's kind of a light roast. You're the only one without hair on this whole thing. And you're making fun of my hair. I had to clap back, but I didn't want to be rude. I didn't want to be like, you balls. Like, I'm not, this is my idol. So I thought, what's the lightest way I can say this without offending anyone in his jokes? It's banter, baby. It's just bants. You know what I mean? So I put my hand on his shoulder and I say, you jealous, bro? I mean, we could go to Turkey if you want. No, that's all. The kid still got it. That's great. But all of a sudden, Thierry Henry's not having a good time with it. You know, in fact, they kind of stood over me. I saw the moment in his eyes where they switched. I knew in that moment, hey, man, there's a 50-50 chance I might be completely imploding my TV career by saying this. But I'm a comic. It's what you brought me on this network for. You put me in that position. There's only one thing I can do. And I'm not making any excuses. It's just, that's who you hired. You know, I shouldn't be clapping back at my idol, but also he wouldn't let anyone make him look like a chump. You gonna make me look like a chump? Like if the roles were reversed, if I kicked the ball to him and said, I bet you can't score on me, that dude would make me look like an idiot. He'd be nutmegging me and flicking the ball over my head, rainbow flicking. I would be on the floor, shirt off. I would look like an absolute idiot. It's what you do, right? When you're good at something, that's what you do. And he would have done it without even breaking a sweat. Maybe I kind of did the same thing in a way. No, you put a comedian in a position to be a comedian. You can't be mad when they're a comedian. Nobody gets a free shot, man. Not even Thierry. Well, he didn't like it. He didn't like it at all. In fact, at the end of the segment, he daps me up, and that's the last time he's ever spoken to me.
Oops.
Yo, how come you're not on the morning show? I still get texts to this. They haven't been on the morning show since February. Can I prove that this was the moment where they decided, like, no, we can't mess with this guy? I can't. Especially considering before my contract ran out, they did make me an offer to stay with the network. It's not exactly the morning show, which I was kind of happy about. And there's something I haven't really talked about. I mentioned that the context of me being a comedian was important before, and this is something that I haven't really shared with the world. Somewhere in those 2 years, you start to really lose who you are. On Morning Footy, you talk about every league. I found myself watching every game because what I don't want is I don't want to be the guy on television talking out of my ass, you know, talking about, oh yeah, the tactics, this and that, where I didn't see the games. I wanted to prove not just to the world, but to myself that I belonged on that desk. I think there were moments where I shined and there were moments where I didn't. Whatever, you're talking on live TV for 2 hours a day, 5 days a week, talking about one sport every week, live on mic. Hey, some of them ain't going to be that great. Okay. Some of those hours are going to be in the middle of the pack, and some of those hours are going to be top, and some of those hours are going to be the bottom. I built such a great bond with Charlie and Nico and Susanna, and I love those guys and the producers and all the PAs and all the BAs. And television isn't in the best place right now. So you've got about 85 people back there, which is probably why TV is not in the best place. You need 85 people, but truthfully, they're doing the job of about 150 people. If you give me a second, I'll tell you the dumbest thing that I've done since leaving TV and now being able to sleep however long I want to. There's an important revelation that I'll get to in a second. I just want to say thank you to everyone I worked with. You changed my life. It was really cool doing that for 2 years. I learned a lot. One of those things is I do not want to be on a morning show. You know, every day I'd be like, have you guys thought about afternoon footy? Early evening footy? Huh? CBS trusted me in so many different ways that I never expected. You put me on the line to say something, the first thing that comes out of my mouth is the funniest thing I can think of. And that's not always the safest thing to say. We rehearsed for 3 weeks. And I met every CBS lawyer in those 3 weeks. And they're like, let's go over why 90% of what you said is problematic. So I learned you don't get to say that one of their sponsors is corrupt. I learned that the really hard way. It put me on another stratosphere. I stopped being the guy who's just on a podcast. The status changes a little bit when you're a guy on TV, even if you just were the guy who was on TV. It absolutely changed my life. A lot in good ways, some not so great ways. My health wasn't the best, and that's not necessarily on anybody else besides me. I was trying my hardest to still be out and about. The highest amount of sleep you get being 6 hours every night, not the smartest decision health-wise. So if you are doing that, talk to your doctors and maybe come up with a smarter way of doing it. My health kind of deteriorated, and some people noticed it. You know, I got some messages like, hey man, you're not looking great. I think I'm getting back on track now. So thank you to my wife for helping me out. She's a nurse. Nico, Susanna, Charlie, if you're watching this, hey man, I had a blast working with you guys, and I hope that's not the last time I work with you guys. I know we all keep in touch. I could just text you this. And to all the producers and everyone else who trusted me, the job you guys do is very difficult. You spend so much time away from your families, but having met you all personally, I think that's actually positive for your families. No, whatever. This wasn't anyone's fault. The opportunity came up, and I took it. What does that mean? I don't get to be friends with my idol anymore? At least I still was. I don't get to be on TV anymore? At least I still was. And if that's not the reason, and maybe they just wanted to go in a different direction, so be it. But I'm going in a different direction. Do you want to know what that is? You're watching it right now. This is my new YouTube channel. My name is Alexis Guerreros. I'm a professional comedian. I'm on stage all the time, and I'm trying to get on stage more, and that's what this is about. So if you want to see me do more stand-up stuff, if you want to see me do a little bit of food stuff, I'm still trying to figure out exactly which direction this channel is going to go in. Hit the subscribe button. So, okay, I'm not on TV anymore. I'm not Thierry's friend. You don't respond to any of my texts. If that's the cost of being myself, then that's a cost I'm willing to pay every time. Now, let me tell you the dumbest thing that I've done now with all this freedom. I got a little bit more free time. Wednesdays, I don't really do much. So what I do this Wednesday, I flew to St. Louis and back on the same day. I wanted to try a pizza place. You want to see that video? Watch it right here. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Watch this video, because the more of these you watch, the better. And don't forget to hit that like button. Even if you don't care about my journey, just hit the like button so YouTube shares this with other people, please. That TV money has dried up.